afternoon, boss ladies. And for those that I haven't met, it's the beginning of the year. So I guess I have to say compliments of the new year. And I hope it will be a double blessing year, being 2020. We've dubbed it 20 plenty. So here's to receiving everything in double portion, everything good. Don't forget to mention everything good in double portion. So this is a translation of a bio life that I did about a week ago. I figured let me record it on video so that it lives longer than just 24 hours on Instagram. So here goes. It's obviously around the new year, new beginnings, and everything that happens around this time of the year. So I called it change or evolve. Which would you prefer, or which should we actually refer to or progress the year with that kind of a word around or behind whatever that we are pursuing or trying to improve? So you've seen it, beginning of the year, every post on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, people claiming new beginnings, new year, new me, new goals. And I found it like, a bit hard, especially when it comes to new me. And you know how I am about be who you are authentically and to the core. And that's where your power lies, right? So it got me thinking, do people really think about it when they say new year, new me? And does it really mean that they've changed? They're no longer who they were the previous year and there will be a new person in this new year? Obviously not, but it just got me thinking about the meaning behind the words that we choose to use or apply in our lives. And I started reading more about it, and my meditation app, Calm, also mentioned it, but I love the way they mentioned it. They said new year, new beginnings, and things will change. I love that because it spoke to conditions around you, circumstances, weather, seasons, and anything else obviously will change. But I don't think you as a person, like, you can just change overnight like that. It's the 1st of January, change, new me. No, it doesn't work like that. And that's why I just thought, let's just talk a bit about it. So I love obviously the idea of evolving. I love the idea of shifting and changing and really being better in areas where you feel you need to, improve. So I'm all about the shift. I'm all about the elevation. I'm all about the next step. The most difficult word to use is this word change. And I know it's used in organizational development, leadership development, and personal growth and whatnot, change management. It's such a hard word and such a tough word. I'll tell you why. I've found that the word change obviously brings just a bit of like pressure. And it just somehow just means that you like literally just cut something or immediately just like remove yourself from, the way that you were doing certain things. And it just feels more drastic, word change, as opposed to the word evolve. I find that it obviously it can lead to obsessive behavior where someone is competitive and judgmental and really resentful, like that kind of self-resentment where you're not seeing the results immediately or as expected. After 2 or 3 days of going to gym, you're like hating on yourself, you are resenting and judging and comparing yourself to other people. So I find this word change is just too harsh, and so for me it was like, okay, let's have a look at a better word that we could use when we are referring to those everyday edits, as a friend of mine refers to agenda woman. So change, like I said, has a way of just being obsessive. At the beginning of the year, I decided that I will not drink coffee. So I made a decision, but it wasn't like an abrupt decision because towards the end of last year, I noticed that I was drinking a lot of coffee and my husband also brought it to me. But also I started seeing a little bit of a twitch above my eye. And when I did a research around that, it referred to it can be stress or it can be caffeine. So there was that conscious decision every time towards the end of the year in a meeting when they're offering me coffee or water, I will just automatically go towards water. And so come the beginning of the year, and there's obviously this thinking of starting clean, clean food and the works. So I decided, let me drink coffee and see what happens, And for me, it was also like, let me just loosen the grip that I felt coffee had over me. Like everything was just a cup of coffee. Every meeting, a cup of coffee. I just felt like it was becoming an unhealthy relationship, maybe like a little bit of an addictive relationship. So I stopped for 13 days. I didn't drink coffee and nothing happened, and the twitch stopped on my eye. And then on the 13th day, I didn't make a decision that I'm just going to start drinking coffee again. We got a phone call that a coffee pitch that we worked on in December, we won it. And so we're going to work with the coffee company during the year. And in what better way to celebrate than raise a cup of coffee with Simi and everyone in the office. So I did that. So I drank coffee on the 13th day. And needless to say, I have been drinking coffee, but not as much as I did last year, because there's a consciousness around it, and not overdoing it and not letting it control me, which I felt was happening. And there was no thinking to it. There was just a behavior. And that's how we pretty much do a lot of things in life. And I find that if we choose certain words, our behavior can also evolve for the better, in a way that serves us better, but also in a way that is sustainable and is compassionate to the decisions that we've made, without penalizing or judging or resenting ourselves for the changes that we've made. So where am I going with this? So small things, they always grow to big things. And so habits also become, like character. And I'm all about evolving, growing, blooming, and being the better version of yourself. So that's why I thought, let me just speak to the boss ladies in terms of how you approach the things that you want to advance, evolve, and improve in your life, and perhaps try and find a much more compassionate and easier word of referring to it. Try and look at every day, taking step by step and small movements and shifts, as opposed to change, or I'm going to just change this, because it can really bring a lot of pressure over you, and that is just not necessary. And that's all against the self-care and the self-love that we want to shower ourselves with for all that we do. So to ladies who are looking at doing a lot of things this year, pursuing certain goals and dreams, and it's time to plan. We're about to do our vision board masterclass for 2020. The first one is going to be on the 1st of February, and it's a webinar, so at 10 to 11 o'clock, and the second one on the 22nd of February in the afternoon, 2 to 3, just to give a little bit of flexibility for moms and mompreneurs and those who just can't do it in the morning or afternoon. I'm just loving that we are evolving to the digital side of things, as opposed to hosting our masterclasses only in Joburg, Cape Town, and Durban, and leaving out all the other provinces in South Africa or other countries in Africa and anywhere in the world where we could impact other women positively, and guys too who want to bloom and unlock their power to prosper. I do hope that you will join my tribe, bloominsideout.co.za, and you will follow us on Instagram, Twitter, and at BioConnect on Facebook, and grow with us this year. I will be back with a lot more other things and thoughts and insights and tools, tried strategies that have worked for me, that I'd like to share with as many other women and guys who want to grow. Wishing you all the best in 2020, and thank you for tuning in, and press subscribe on my YouTube, and follow us on those social media pages. Have an awesome evening.